Today we are facing an unprecedented array of data breaches, hacking attempts, and surges in digital crime. Why is there such a widespread amount, and how little is noticed in our everyday lives? Malware, dark sites, brute forcing, 0 days, script kiddies, and nation-state hackers are all on the rise. Learn more about the threats we face and gain a bit more knowledge than yesterday. Hey everyone, another episode of Exploit Brokers is coming to you now. We are grateful for you being here. We are so grateful for you taking the time to listen to us. If this is your first time, then please click that subscribe button wherever you are. If you are on YouTube, please hit that subscribe and bell icon to get the notifications when new episodes are uploaded. We'd love it if you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts. These sort of things help us expand the show and reach as many people as possible on our journey to spread awareness of hacking and tech news. I just want to say that I love that I have the opportunity to discuss these topics with you. I'm your host, Laudo. I'm a software engineer with a passion in cybersecurity, and let's get right into it. Hey guys, it's Laudo with Exploit Brokers. So, in an article by Dark Reading, Luna Grabber Malware targets Roblox gaming devs. Looks like we just can't stop talking about game developers and other developers being hooked by packages. What's going on, right? Roblox gaming developers, and I'm reading this from the headline, Roblox gaming developers are lured in by a package that claims to create useful scripts to interact with the Roblox website. For example, by promoting users, shout out events, and so on, or to create Discord utilities to manage their community. So what does this mean? Researchers at Reversing Lab essentially found malicious packages that developers are bringing into their projects, and it's dropping Luna Grabber. What do I mean Luna Grabber? So Luna Grabber is an open source information stealing malware. Think open source like GitHub, right? You can actually find this on GitHub if you were to go look. It essentially steals local browser data. It can steal data from Discord and other sources based off what I'm seeing, right? You have these attackers that are creating a bunch of fake packages for NPM. For those of you who may not be aware, NPM is a really popular way for JavaScript developers to bring in packages and create web apps and front-end apps. You can do back-end stuff and all that too, but Node.js is primarily known for like web-based apps. From what I'm seeing, the ones that are, at least what they found initially, is stuff like noblocks.js-vps, noblocks.js-ssh, noblocks.js-secure. They're essentially wrappers, or at least noblocks.js is Roblox wrappers to create scripts that can interact with Roblox. Just, I guess I'm gonna put this out there, Roblox, according to the corporate page of Roblox, is a global platform where millions of people gather together every day to imagine, create, and share experiences with each other, so on and so forth. It's a game engine, and it lets people create games. So why is this concerning? You have these malicious attackers that are creating supply chain attacks, essentially. They are mimicking or imitating legit packages that are imported by developers, and then that drops the Luna Grabber, and that can steal your cookies, that can steal your Discord keys, that can steal a bunch of stuff, and that's not going to be happy days for anybody. Let me kind of back up for a second. For those of you who may not be aware how the development cycle and all that works, right? A lot of developers, although you can recreate the wheel, a lot of them choose not to, and it's perfectly reasonable. In my everyday life, every time I'm trying to develop something, there's times where, yes, I want to make it myself, and other times where, hey, is there some package I can pull in? Is there something that someone has done that's faster or better than anything I could whip up in 10, 15, 20 minutes? Or is it just something that I don't care to learn at this moment? There's tons of packages, everything from like web UI packages to authentication packages. Even Google offers packages in the form of like OAuth and things you can hook into. So a lot of these Roblox developers were essentially downloading these packages thinking they're legit, and you have these attackers that are taking the trust of a developer from the NPM store or the NPM market, however NPM distributes their packages, right? And they're using that trust to then infect like as many people as they possibly can. And this was found because apparently the researchers were finding that packages were doing stuff they were not supposed to. So imagine installing a package that all it's supposed to do is like do log files, or it helps you display an emoji, right? Stupid simple. But let's say it does that, and then all of a sudden you're finding that this package is executing command line commands, and it's enumerating files, and it's enumerating user information. It's just trying to find stuff, and you're like, well, hey, you're just an emoji package, right? Why are you doing this? So the researchers found it, they're blasting the alarm, and that's where we are now. So, and let's give a little bit more context on this and why this could potentially be so bad, right? How many people, how many listeners do y'all store your local cookies for your credit card information, your passwords, your data? Or for Discord admins, how many of you give your applications just full-blown access to Discord? If Luna Grabber essentially is dropped in the vicinity of your stuff that it could access it, you're gonna have a horrible day, right? Now your passwords, your keys, everything has been leaked to the attackers, and you gotta do a mad scramble to go and reset passwords, reset this, not to mention the collateral that, hey, will your Discord community trust that you can keep their stuff safe, or the community safe, if all of a sudden the admin keys are floating around? It's probably a big hit, right? Not to mention the revenue loss to whoever's developing these Roblox. Sure, you always have developers who make stuff because they love an idea. Game developers who slave away because they really want to make this thing, and I get that, and I respect the hustle, right? But you have a lot of people who are trying to make a living off it. I am a software engineer, and I make my living primarily off that. I love cybersecurity and stuff, which is why I do these shows. But if a package is suddenly going to go malicious and start stealing stuff, then will the community start trusting this developer less because they didn't do their due diligence? And maybe some of the time it's very hard to detect. There's a lot of packages that they look legit, they have a lot of downloads, they seem trustworthy. But unless you audit the code in the open source, which I can tell you right now, if it's an open source package with like 1,000,000 lines, you're not going to go through those 1,000,000 lines. I don't care how dedicated a developer is, it's a lot of stuff. How many people read terms of service? So this attack is pretty far reaching from what I can tell. And this goes for all supply chain attacks in the software world. Whenever you infect a package that gets distributed, think like there was a recent 4J logger or J4 logger vulnerability. Let me look that up actually. Yes, the log4j vulnerability, right? This wasn't even a supply chain attack. This was just something that everybody used and installed log4j. So suddenly you have this vulnerability in this super used and ubiquitous package, and everyone's doing a mad scramble to fix it. So now this is now infected packages that don't have a vulnerability, but are they themselves the problem? This is where supply chain attacks are becoming more prevalent. They are becoming more of a problem, and to an extent a nuisance, right? You have to start vetting packages, you have to start doing all this stuff. So for my developers out there, keep looking at your stuff. Always try to do your due diligence. Stuff is going to fall through the cracks, but don't make it an easy target as much as you can. Make it hard for them to try to do a supply chain attack. And for those of you who are into Roblox and all that, have a little bit of patience. Some of the Roblox developers, I'm sure, are dedicated, passionate people, but hey, people make mistakes. And if you are a Roblox developer, you know someone with a Roblox developer, or you know people who touch Roblox, just, hey, send this over to them, let them know there's stuff going on, keep an eye out for anything that looks suspicious, or if your passwords are suddenly getting shared, or your accounts are getting accessed in, ways you're not expecting. Keep an eye out there, guys.